All right, here it is, my L&L E28s kiln. I ordered this kiln in April of 2021, and the good folks at Clayscapes have been storing it for me until I could finally get it. Here it is, July of 2023. So it took a little while, but it's so worth the wait. All right, so now we're gonna be unpacking the kiln. Here is the kiln stand and the vent. We're gonna unbox those and put the stand together. It's really easy, you just gotta put the legs on. And then once you get that together, you're gonna attach the box for the vent. Now here's my kiln wall. This is where I'm going to be putting all three of my electric L&L kilns, and you just got to pick where it goes, right? So here's our kiln vent. There's the hose, and that's what's going to attach to the little box, which you're going to see in a second. And I do have a video on installing a kiln vent, so if you ever wanted to know how to do that, you can, and it's so easy, even I can do it, and I do in that video. All right, so here's the little box, putting that together, and we're gonna place the kiln. I want my kiln to go here on the end, so we're just gonna set it up. L&L recommends a 12-inch minimum, 18-inch preferable distance, and my kiln's ready to be unpacked. So here it is, we're just gonna unpack it. The folks at Clayscapes loaded this in with a forklift. We do not have a forklift here in Vermont, so we have to take it all apart and hand carry all the pieces in. It's not a big deal, it just takes a little bit of time, and you can do it. I do recommend you have 2 or 3 people to help you. All right, so here's the inside, just checking everything out. These are completely normal, just little parts of the manufacturing process. Sometimes there's little divots and cracks in the kiln brick. Do not worry about that, it is all fine. Okay, so we're gonna take the lid off first. So you just remove that, and then once you have the lid off, we're gonna take the control box off. And it's really easy. You need to unscrew it from the kiln and take it off, but you have to remove all the wires that are attaching it to the kiln. So when you're taking it apart, you're gonna wanna go ahead and keep those screws. Do not lose them. Put them someplace safe. Give them to somebody for safekeeping, like me. I will hold your screws for you and not lose them. All right, so once you have the screws off, you're gonna go ahead and disconnect all of the wires. L&L has made it super easy because they have labeled all the wires, so it's easy to pull them apart. And then once that's done, you're gonna feed the wires back through the control box so that you can pull it off. And so you're gonna take your control box off, put it someplace safe, while you take apart the rest of the kiln so that you can take it into your space. Now you might have your kiln delivered in such a way you don't have to take it apart, which is wonderful, but we have to take ours apart. All right, so there goes the box. We're gonna go ahead now and remove the support for the kiln lid. You just unscrew those screws and you pull it up. Now, make sure when you put it back together, you line this back up, or you'll have some issues with your lid fitting correctly, and you might wanna take photos as you go if it helps. All right, so you take your little rings off, well, big rings actually, and you set them to the side. I put my base down with the bottom on. My kiln is 15 inches from the wall. That's where I want it, a nice happy medium. I like that placement. We're gonna stack the rings back up on it. We're gonna put the lid support back on, and then we're gonna put the lid on. And the last thing you'll put back on is, you guessed it, the control box. See, it's like magic, it's all back together. All right, so you're gonna put your wires back through, you're gonna connect them because they're labeled, and you are good to go. So that's it, the kiln is in. I just have to plug it in and fire, and move the other 2 kilns.